Today we are looking at Broken Statue of the Year Award. That's right, I received a statue that was so broken I can't even put it on the table. But in Mr. X style, I still found a way to temporarily display it and show it off to you guys. So as I said to my wife on our wedding night, bear with me, this is going to be a little uncomfortable and different. As the Extreme channel is pushing towards 50,000 subscribers, these are just a few of the statues we are giving away on the journey there. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey guys, welcome to the Extreme channel. We're all about Extreme collectibles here, but before we kick it off, to help pay for all these broken Extreme collectibles we get, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor. That is Into the AM Graphic Tees. T is short for t-shirt. It's also a drink in England and a letter in the alphabet. I don't know why I keep doing this. But some really cool designs, very comfortable to wear, and here's some quick info for you guys. Alright, a ton of cool things going on with Into the AM. Not only do they have some awesome graphics and very comfortable t-shirts like I told you about, they have a ton of other stuff. You can see some masks. Mask wearing is back on the rise again. Really cheap stuff, $1.99. They have a t-shirt club where you actually get a new t-shirt every month. Pretty affordable, and you can group a lot of stuff together. They have free shipping over certain purchases, so a lot of stuff to check out. Make sure to look at the link in the description below, not only how to navigate to their site, but also to get a discount on some of this awesome stuff. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're looking at this statue right here, kind of. It is a custom 1/4 scale RoboCop statue. Now, I purchased this piece from a commissioner that I have bought from before. I've had a few issues in the past, but nothing overly serious. And I wasn't planning on getting this RoboCop piece. If you don't know who RoboCop is, he was one of the first cyborgs out there. I always wanted to see Terminator and RoboCop go at it, but I love the first RoboCop movie. I still do to this day. RoboCop 2 is kind of a guilty pleasure, and I actually owned this RoboCop statue from RoboCop 2 right here that I sold a long time ago. And then the newest RoboCop remake, this one right here, was okay. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Also, another thing that was said on Mr. and Mrs. X's wedding night. So I went ahead and purchased this for $1,500. I don't know how many they made. There wasn't a sticker on the base, but I think the edition size was 30 or 50. And for some reason, it took over a month to get here, even though it was not boat shipping. And it ended up coming in 3 different boxes. The first box, which unfortunately did have a broken part in it. Thankfully, it was an easy fix. The next box I opened actually had RoboCop in here, and it wasn't packed very well. It had the really bad foam. Things were everywhere. I did have a small breakage, but once again, it was an easy fix. So I started getting really excited, and then I opened up the final box that had the base in it. Now, I heard something rattling in it, so I was a little bit worried, but as I opened it more and more, it wasn't just broken into a few pieces. It was broken into over 100 different pieces. I actually had to stop counting. So of course I was devastated. Now before I talk any more about this, I just want to let everybody know, guys, these are statues. These are pieces of rock. Yes, it was a $1,500 investment. Yes, I don't know what the future of it's going to be. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. But it's just a statue. If I was to lose my shit, there was absolutely nothing that would change except I would be in a worse mood. That is the only thing that would be affected. I actually posted it on the Extreme Channel Facebook page and Instagram. If you haven't checked those out, go ahead and check those out. The link is in the description below. I post exclusive content on just there that doesn't hit YouTube. So I reached out to the commissioner, and he said, unfortunately, every single customer will get a broken piece because not only was it not packaged very well, as you saw in that last picture, but it was made of a very cheap resin. And this was very evident by actually holding it. Now, I've actually written articles about statue breakages. What's acceptable, what you should do about it. And if you want to check those out, make sure to look at theextremechannel.com. It's actually a website. Go to the way bottom and subscribe to the newsletter. But essentially, I said, in a situation like this, it is irreparable. So of course I told him, just give me a new base. Now unfortunately, he said that that might not be possible at the time due to some financial stuff going on. But he promised he would make things right, so I really hope he does. Not only for me, but for all the customers. And there was actually 2 people that reached out to me and they said, hey, is this guy legit? Is this RoboCop piece good? And I vouched for him. So to those people, hopefully he makes good. If not, I sincerely apologize. That's always the danger in vouching for someone else. But I went and advised the commissioner, you know what, I understand you're in a tough situation, but you have to make this right. So if you're going to, just make sure you communicate with everyone the updates of what's going on, because they have to redo all the bases, probably remold, reprint, produce, and then of course repaint those pieces. So it's not going to be an easy task, and my guess is they might have to do the whole statue because they don't know if the old RoboCop pieces would actually fit into the new statue. So essentially I was planning on putting this in my warehouse boxes. However, I found a way to actually display it temporarily. It isn't the most secure, so I'm a little bit worried about that. So today, that's what I'm going to do, and then we're just going to do some close-up pictures and video of the actual statue. Hopefully, in 6 to 12 months, or however long it takes, when I actually get a new statue and replacement, we can do an actual review with the extreme scale and score everything. So, since the majority of the statue that was damaged was the bottom base right here, the ED 209 on top, that actually sits on top, actually was only broken below and a few gashes on the side. However, since it's battle damage, it didn't look so bad. So I thought, why not just take that ED 201 piece and sit it as a new base itself? The only problem with that is that RoboCop's left leg is actually supposed to sit on the old base. So I grabbed some custom foam because there was a large key and peg and actually used that as his new footstool. You can see a picture right here. Now I may go ahead and spray paint this. Again, this is all temporary, just until I get it, so I can somewhat enjoy it. So that's how I have it displayed right now. Here's a picture of it. Doesn't look the best, but it's better than sitting in a box, because there are some redeemable parts about this statue. Let's look at the close-up video of the paint and sculpt. All right, so here's the piece. First thing I want to show you guys is it did come with two head sculpts. It's one with the top of his helmet on, and it's battle damaged. Now, it would have been cool if they had offered one that wasn't battle damaged as well. I think that would have been neat. I like the shine on the armor. I think it looks good. And then the battle damage, especially like the scoring, the black scoring around it looks fantastic. Now, what's cool is the little part you can see of his mouth, I think it does have good resemblance to the actor. It almost looks like it's not even painted polystone. So they did a really nice job with that. Now, they do have a portrait right here without the helmet on. And I think they did a really nice job with one exception. But it's a fantastic job. He always had kind of a weird look, and the paint job is almost impeccable on this. I love the skin colors. I love the eyes. I don't like that the eyes are facing the other way. But yeah, it was just really weird proportions. And then the way the metal actually plugs into this is pretty cool. You can see all the circuitry and wire. One thing I hate about this is the leaking oil, or Earl, because, you know, like turlet and toilet, it's Earl, not oil. That's all over the statue. You're gonna see it everywhere. I don't like that. It doesn't look the best. It almost looks like it's an afterthought. Same thing with the blood right here. I think that's a little bit of a miss, but I think both portraits are pretty cool. Now, if you're displaying this portrait, the base actually had somewhere to put the top part of the helmet. See, it keys in with that scoring on it, so kind of neat. OCP, no, RoboCop #1. So as you go through here, even the parts that look like they were rubber on the costume, that's full. Everything on here is fully sculpted, looks good. Some of these black pieces, like the gun right here, they do look a little plastic-y in my opinion. I think that's a result of the cheap resin, and it's incredibly light. Not shockingly light, but it doesn't weigh what a typical polystone or resin statue would. I love the battle damage all over him, especially the fact that he was fighting ED 209 down here. So they did a really nice job. Just the black parts look a little plasticky. But I love the armor on RoboCop. It's very screen accurate. If I recall correctly, I'll have to watch it sometime soon. The scarring, too much of that Earl, just all over the place. Unfortunately, I can't get the greatest rear shot here for you, which is also another thing on the wedding night. But let's look at ED 209. So what's really cool is the top of him that usually has like this mesh look to it. And I know the Hot Toys one that I actually used to own had it. They did a really nice job where he's indented in with his foot. Some bullet holes in there. Right here where he's broken off, in my opinion, isn't the best. Looks a little cheap. Same thing with some of the cloth coming out here. Now this piece that's actually on top of him, that keys into the base as well, which I just kind of set it here. That was that first box that had a broken piece that we talked about. Now you can see where it's really broken below. And then it's essentially hollow because it was such a cheap resin. So that is unfortunate. Like I said, this is really just a temporary display because there are some outstanding aspects to this piece. So if they can make it right, I think everyone will be really happy. In the meantime, I'm hoping that if all the other bases are as destroyed as mine, the collectors can do something temporary like this. As you can see, it's an absolutely massive piece. I think with the base normally under it that's missing, that's a couple inches. It had OCP on the front. It said Robocop, I believe. I think it's usually about a 30-inch statue. This is 1/4 scale, so meaning a real-life version would be 4 times bigger. But some really cool aspects to this guy. I think they nailed the screen accuracy. They just need to make it out of a better material and make sure they make it right for all the buyers. So as you can see, a lot of areas you can definitely tell it was a cheaper material. However, the sculpt, because the commissioner was actually the sculptor of this piece, I think looks fantastic. The paint, a little bit left to be wanting, especially some of the things that I discussed. I wish I could tell you I'm confident that we're going to get a new piece. I'm not. I'm about 50-50, but I really hope that that happens. So this probably wins the award for the most broken statue that I've ever had. I've actually done a video on my most broken statues. You can check it out right here. But here in the videos where I want you to comment, go ahead and comment below what was your most broken statue. And the reason I asked you to comment is because of this. We will be giving all of these statues away, plus additional ones at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. To win one of these statues, all you have to do is make sure you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, you've hit that bell notification, and then just drop a comment below. Every 5,000 subscriber milestone, we are going to do a random drawing and pick a random comment and give one of these statues away, plus some additional ones I'm not showing right now. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Thanks for this untraditional video, guys. I really appreciate it. I definitely wanted to share this experience and this piece with you. Also, another thing I said on my wedding night. But on your way out, please drop me a like, and it'll make me feel better about my broken statue. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel because we have tons of content like this coming out all the time. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Take care.